Hi guys, Riley here. I guess I just wanted to sort of explain why I've been off the radar for quite some time now, as far as like in the photography world and just kind of being out there like I used to be, um, and what's going on with me. So I guess it started when I was 8 or 9 years old. I started getting a lot of mercury amalgam fillings from my dentist, and at that time we're all thinking that this is a good thing because this helps, keep our teeth, so-called healthy and all that kind of stuff. So, um, however, I guess what I didn't know is that those fillings have really been, affecting me emotionally and psychologically, and physically my whole entire life. Um, the way that I actually found out that they were causing such a big problem was last year. I've always struggled. I've always struggled with acne. Like ever since I turned 25 years old, I've struggled with acne. But I've been able to keep it pretty much under control with topical medications, and I always refused to take their antibiotics and their Accutane because I just knew that those were not, I knew that the side effects from those were going to be worse than, maybe the acne itself. And I was able to keep my acne pretty much, you know, reasonable with topical medications. However, last year I had the most horrific breakout I've ever had in my whole entire life. And I mean, it was so bad. It was, full on just cystic acne all through here and all through here, and you could still see, some of the scarring clearing up. And I do have a couple little, little zits here and there still, but nothing like what it used to be. And so anyway, so last year it started. I mean, it was really bad. It was so bad that I was just contemplating like not even wanting to be on the earth anymore. And I think, people that have never struggled with acne, I think it would be hard to understand. But it really, I'm a very confident person. I'm comfortable in my own skin. But I mean, it just messed me up in the head, and it destroyed my confidence. It was just getting so bad. I didn't even want to leave the house. I didn't want to go do things. I had to force myself to still go do things just so I can, somewhat try to enjoy my life, but it just wasn't enjoyable anymore. I think the thing that kept me going is my little baby dog Buck. He's my life, and just I could never leave him, and I just wanted, you know. But what also kept me going is that I had hope and I had faith. I had a lot of faith that um, I knew no matter what that I was going to figure out what was wrong, what was going on with me, because I knew it was something more than, obviously it wasn't anything I was using on my face. It wasn't the way I, clean my face, because trust me, acne patients are like, we are the most diligent about our skincare, you know, about our products that we use, everything that we do. I mean, I absolutely keep my face clean every night, every day. I mean, yeah. So I knew it had nothing to do with anything topical that I was using, not my makeup, nothing. Because I'd switched things around, like going crazy trying to figure it out. And I use all natural makeups, I use mineral makeups, all that kind of stuff. I also, have a clean diet. I had a clean diet anyways, but I cleaned it up even more. No gluten, no dairy, no processed food, no soy, very, very clean diet, all organic food, so that, I don't have any pesticides in my food either. But nothing was working. So I was like, I knew for sure there was something else wrong. So I started asking my doctors more, and so my thyroid doctor actually tested me for a genetic mutation called the MTHFR mutation, and it came back that I had two copies of the MTHFR C677T is what it's called, and it's what it does is it makes my detox pathways only work at like 30%. So I don't detox things out of my body very good. So there was our first hint. So obviously, you know, acne has something to do with inflammation. It has something to do with the gut. It has, you know, something to do with your liver not being able to clear things out. So that was our first clue, is the MTHFR mutation. And those mutations are not, you know, rare at all. A lot of people actually have those mutations and don't even know it. So, and I have actually, you know, I have close friends that have the mutation as well. And it causes a lot of other problems besides just like, you know, not being able to detox, and, you know, yeah, it causes a lot of issues. So, so the expert on the MTHFR, the first thing I went, when I read his website, he was saying how the first thing you need to do if you have mercury amalgam fillings is you need to get those removed. Because apparently those are really bad for people with MTHFR. I mean, they're bad for anybody anyways, knowing that now. So I found myself a really good, so I started becoming a little suspicious of those, but not completely suspicious over those with my skin. So one day my best friend calls me out of the blue, and she just reacted to some of the metals that she had really bad. And she said, you know, you've got those fillings in your mouth, and they're right there, right by your skin right there, that that is breaking out so bad. And those are the areas in where you're breaking out. And I said, you know what, you're right. And so I started thinking about it more, and I was like, I think I really need to get moving on getting these taken out, because I needed to get them taken out anyways, and I knew I did. But, you know, who wants to do any dental work? Not me. I hate dental work with a passion. I hate it. I mean, I'm like terrified of it. So, so I actually found myself a really good integrative medicine doctor, and I went to her and I told her, you know, I explained to her what my suspicions were as far as the fillings, and possibly the fillings, you know, causing all that acne. And she, you know, she didn't have an answer for me, but she did, when she looked in my mouth, her like jaw just dropped, and she was like, yeah, you need to get all those out of there, because I had 7 of them in there, which is a lot. But I guess, you know, as far as like in my mercury detox group that I'm in, I see a lot of people with a lot more than that in there now. So, but yeah, so yeah, her jaw dropped, and she's like, yeah, those need to come out. And so it just confirmed for me, yeah, I really need to go get those out. So I found what they call a biological dentist to get them out, because you don't want to go to your regular dentist to get them out, because if you go to your regular dentist, they're not going to take all the precautions and cover your nose with oxygen and put a dental dam on, and then there's this suction that comes, you know, in front of you, so that all the mercury vapors, you know, you don't inhale as much mercury vapor, because it is, I guess, one of the top neurotoxins that there are. I mean, it's just so horrible for you. So I found a biological dentist and had him remove one of my top fillings. Well, he put oxygen in my nose, but he didn't cover my nose up. So he put a cannula in my nose, but he didn't completely cover my nose. So after that appointment, I actually got really, really sick. Like it's almost like the flu, but it's nothing like you've ever felt before. And yeah, feverish. I could barely move. My whole body ached. My stomach hurt. Like I can't even explain to you like that kind of pain. It was just horrible. So that lasted like a week, and I knew that I had got sick from that. So I went back to my integrative medicine doctor, and she asked how he did the procedure, and I told her, and she goes, oh no, no, you need somebody that completely covers your nose up with oxygen, and she goes, and covers your face, and, you know, cover everything up. She goes, this is really important. And I actually liked the other dentist, so I was like a little apprehensive, but she was very, you know, she's like, you need to find another dentist. And I was like, okay. Because at that point, you know, she's a great doctor, and I was like, yeah, she knows what she's talking about. So sure enough, I find another dentist, great guy in Irvine, California. His name is Dr. Sun. And I go in, and I have this whole side. They remove them in quadrants. So he removed this whole quadrant of my of my fillings. So about 2 weeks after that, I started noticing this side of my face clearing up. And I was like, wow, you know, it was a